YouTube.
Okay, did we lose Robert? Or just the screen?
No, we got
should be in.
Robert.
Looks like his camera's going out here.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
The other day, so just to let everybody know, Robert just released a new album called Sequel, and he demoed it the other day. Yeah, see, they're representing.
Gotta rep.
We all got together and we listened to it the other day on a stream. That Space Quest historian, he's a popular guy today.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
it was fantastic. He had some of the video issues then too. Roberta Vaughn over here helped him through a lot of it. Let's hope that's
Roberta.
I'm on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Charles
again,
is lovely. I met him. He was one of a kind as well. Very, very tall. Very lovely person. No, the best Space Quest conversation, Steve, right on the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Had him. We had this like Space Quest convergence on the stairs at a Sierra party, and there was nothing else like it. It was amazing conversation.
Well, and it's like I'd known of him for years, but to like finally meet him, like it was the coolest Sierra party because not only was he there, but like Danny Sexfang from Ninja Sex Party was there, and he's a huge Sierra fan, and like all of the Sierra alumni, like it was just like the second best day of my life apart from my wedding. Like it seriously was.
He has to say that.
It's genuine. It genuinely is, but like
Space Quest historian is the fan of Space Quest, and Jeff Tripoli here. I messed it up again, didn't I? Tripoli.
Okay.
He's the fan of Gabriel Knight.
It's fine. I'm afraid I don't have quite the resume that Trolls does as a Space Quest historian, but are we getting audio for sequel going on over there?
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay. All right, we're playing. While we're waiting for Robert, we're just gonna play a snippet of the single from Sequel. This is Back in the Saddle.
Now I'm going to tell you, we might need to turn the music up just a little bit here.
Okay, let me work on that. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
It's all right. It's good to have a tech crew. And I mean, a lot of us are familiar with Robert Holmes' worked on. If you've played a game like Gabriel Knight, you're already going to be familiar with some of the projects he's been involved in.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Trying to figure out how to make this work.
I hear you.
Hey, we can hear you.
Is it working?
I think so.
Oh,
I seem to have a talent for just blowing the servers as soon as it's just the huge amounts of people who jump on, you know.
Let's give it a mulligan, Jeff. Run it back again.
Okay. Are you talking about the audio?
Yeah, go ahead and start share your screen again.
Alrighty, one more time. Let's try that.
And Robert, can you hear us? We can't see you. I hope you can hear us and hope you have your microphone up.
I can hear you.
Okay, at the very least, you could kind of give us a talk about as to what it is.
Yes, this is one of the main themes that I first wrote on the album, which I really, the whole point of the album is kind of, what if this was a new GK? Where would we go from here musically that would still tie into the past? And this one pretty overtly, is in that main theme realm of the GK games. It's definitely got the drama and in fact, I use a lot of the same instruments that I used on the other GKs. So that's why it sounds so much like it.
Nice.
Well, and that the game Gabriel Knight obviously is the kind of game that's multi-layered. You go in expecting it to be one thing, and it ends up being a bunch of different things that merge beautifully into a really intricate and delicate and deep story that also has a lot of information and facts. And the music is what makes it all come together as well. So writing and music, you guys make quite the team.
Well, and the joke at our house is that I tell Jane, the writing's fine, but it's the music that really makes the games.
Uh,
I think a lot of people would probably agree with that. I actually that not that I would. I love Jane's writing, but that actually leads me to one of my first questions, which is how. So you served as the producer for Gabriel Knight 1 as well as the musician, correct?
Correct.
So how did you get involved with Sierra Online and with Jane? And I know this was before you guys were married, right?
Yeah, I started as a composer in the music department, and I did that for about a year and a half. And then because I was a single dad, I was kind of ambitious and looking for ways I could move up in the company. And I heard about a producer opening, and I had been a producer in the past of, other bands and film and post-production stuff. So I basically...
Is it similar work?
Well, it's a producer in games is very similar to a producer in films. You've got responsibility for the budget, the team, feed and caring of the team, keeping everything on schedule, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So, I kind of jumped into a producer role, and it was nice because I could spend half my day as the producer. And actually, I did producer on a couple of other games before we got to Gabriel Knight, like Hoyle Classic and some things like that. And so I kind of had the hybrid thing down by the time we got to GK. And, I'd spend half my day as the producer, and then I'd turn around in the afternoons. I had a keyboard at my desk, and I'd turn around and just write music all afternoon. And it was kind of nice because I could use both sides of my brain without going crazy. And
I think I've heard a few other people have mentioned the same thing. Like, I have all these kind of beings, these talents that are living inside me, and there's really no other media that allows it to be expressed in the same way as music and video games.
Well, and I've always been kind of a two-career guy. I've always had sort of simultaneously my music stuff and other, I've been a producer for about 25 years and other technology stuff and agency stuff. And I would do that, as sort of my day job, and then I do music to stay sane, and it worked out pretty well.
So that's the business side. Now, how did you get to be in the romantic side with Jane, as Jeff had alluded to?
Well, Jane and I started hanging out a lot when I got assigned to her next project, and as she was kind of defining Gabriel Knight, we would walk around Bass Lake every day together and throw ideas back and forth and spend a lot of time looking at films. And we just became very good friends. And we actually went through this period where no matter where we went in town, we kept running into each other. It's like we couldn't get away from each other. And
Cosmic.
We went through a couple of weeks where we were like, look, we're going to be working together. Let's just stay friends and not, get weird. And sooner or later, we just surrendered because it was going to happen.
No, it's all on.
and so with Sierra, it's funny because Sierra has so many couples, designer couples, and of course Ken and Roberta, but you weren't supposed to couple, and so we had to sneak around and not let the team know.
How exciting.
For quite a while.
You
and
weren't
then we went to
supposed to couple.
Yeah, forbidden love.
And we went to a movie.
We're quoting you on that
Fresno. We had to go to Fresno to go to a movie, so we snuck out to Fresno. And we're sitting in this theater waiting for the movie, and half our team walks in, and it was like, busted.
No.
What's an HR meeting with Sierra
Unforbidden. You young lady, get back there.
Let's talk a little bit about your other projects. Now, I've noticed you have a tendency to mostly only do music for Jane at this point. So, as far as video games are concerned, I know that you have a very illustrious career outside as a musician, a professional musician outside of the game industry. Did you ever? Go ahead.
It's always been kind of funny because I've never really been approached by other people.
Which is weird because
I'd be more than willing,
Yeah.
Maybe more now.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm hoping I'll be doing some stuff for the Fogtown guys,
Right.
as they sort of grow, and
What a cool
that would be
idea.
fun.
I'm so excited. For
but
that.
yeah, I'd love to do other games, but nobody ever asks, and we kind of joke about it a lot. And somebody, once said to me, well, it might be because, I mean, the way I do music is not really underscoring. I kind of write the music I want to hear and then find ways to shoehorn it in.
Okay.
And, I can see where some game developers might think that's a little hard to overcome.
Well, I remember when you were doing some of the press stuff for Gabriel Knight 1 and you were talking about your approach to scoring a game, how you sort of came from like a film approach and latching on to some leitmotifs and that sort of thing. Did you do any kind of like film scoring before you got into games?
Yeah, my education is in film scoring and cinema history. So, I was really brought up on all those old school guys like Max Steiner and all of those guys from the original sort of European wave of film history. And then I spent a lot of years working in post-production in film before I ever got into gaming. So I've always thought of games through a very film-like approach, and especially musically. My favorite film composers are guys who write really memorable themes and then extend them in really interesting ways.
Yeah.
Rather than sort of, the current thing in film right now is more sound design.
Yeah,
which is very cool.
Those Hans Zimmer swells and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's very cool. Very cool from a texture perspective, but, try and hum one after you walk out.
No melodic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are some of your favorite film composers right now?
Well, I mean, Carter Burwell, John Barry, most of the guys that I'm influenced are a little farther in the past because, again, a lot of the guys now are more sound design. And, I mean, I admire, the texture and the work and the whole approach, but, I'm much more drawn to melody.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like other people probably have questions for Robert. I don't want to steamroll anyone here.
I kind of want to talk a little bit more about Sequel. Can we hear a little bit more of an album, another track?
Sure. Let me pull one up. Robert, do you have a particular one, or I can pick one?
Go ahead, pick one.
Okay. Hold on just a moment. Give me just a second. You guys can chat it up for a second while I pull one up.
So let me ask you. So what's the typical process that you go about in recording, in modern day of recording of music? Because back when I was a kid, we had to take down every single track and do it in the same room.
Yeah. I grew up as a studio musician in LA, so I was used to cutting everything live, and especially I'm more of a guitar player, so I was very used to sort of that old okay, you got maybe 24 tracks, 32 tracks if you're lucky, and you're going to do them one at a time. I did actually this album a little differently. Usually I'm very song focused, so I'll write a song maybe on piano or guitar, and then I'll produce the song, and then I'll edit it, and then I'll master it, and then. But with this, I wrote all the songs at once, just on piano. And then I took all the songs and produced them all at the same time, and then mastered them all. So it moved more in blocks, which was kind of an interesting change for me.
All right.
Now I picked this one because this kind of reminds me of the theme song for Mobius. Oh, well, we might not be able to. Can you guys hear?
I can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
What's that? Oh, okay. Can you guys hear the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, part of what I know you've talked about this before. Part of what ties this to Mobius is the time signature, which is very similar to the main theme in Mobius. And I love that sort of quasi Latin progressive use of 7/8.
Yeah, it's got a very it's got a kind of tension building feel to it inherently.
Yeah, and poor Trolls, who did a great job of the drums on.
Sorry, I feel like I might have lost you guys for a second there. I don't know if anyone can hear me.
You're good.
We lost the
You're
stream,
there.
I think, though, of the music.
We turned the music off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Trolls. I would give him, these tracks that were, because I'm really not a big fan of click tracks. So, my stuff will sort of very subtly float, and it may have really subtle time changes. And poor Trolls, I think, was dealing with that,
So there's no like quantization in your programs or whatever. Yeah.
No, I play everything in for better or for worse.
I think
So I'd like to ask.
I think Anna
Go
had
ahead.
a question.
Oh, I was just commenting. It's just funny how Troels, he finds his way into just about every chat for some reason or another. He's intrinsically involved with the community, and I think that's absolutely wonderful. Never have I seen a group of people, you included, Robert as well, and Steve. We work together to come up with an idea, a project, and then see it through all the way to the end. And then you have a tangible item. You have a vinyl. You have a record. You have music.
It is so
and
cool.
It is the most amazing
albums.
process to witness or be a part of.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
Sins of the
Sequel
Fathers
will have
vinyl.
CD and vinyl. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Sense of the Father's vinyl. Yes.
hmm Very excited for that one. That is a very cool sounding record as well. And I know there's other Robert related stuff on the way. And I know, Robert, do you have any plans for another Kickstarter project, maybe a follow up for sequel?
Yeah, I definitely, one of my goals for next year is to do another album, kind of a son of sequel. And, it may conceptually, it may start to branch out a little more, but, I'm at that phase right now where I'm thinking about it, and ideally I'd love to do it. I mean, it was really a great luxury this year to have a large project like that I could really focus on every day.
Yeah.
And thankfully people seem to be embracing it. So.
It's really good.
Yeah,
want
it's
in on that
amazing. I'm so excited to finally get my vinyl and actually hold a Robert Holmes record. The closest thing I have is I have the Gabriel Knight 2 soundtrack on CD, and I have the piano versions of your songs on CD that you did with Roger Hooper, which is also another beautiful project of yours.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited about both the CD and the album. The album has been mastered by really some of the top guys in the industry. So I think it's going to sound wonderful. And the CD is great. It's got 5 bonus tunes and 18 covers from our cover contest.
I'm so excited to hear those.
Speaking of your album, you have been we appreciate the fact that you have given us a giveaway to some of our fans who are listening right now. So let's take a moment. Let's do a trivia question so that we could give away this incredible sequel album. So, you guys ready? By the way, you can't answer. So I apologize. However,
I'll sneak on the group chat anyway.
YouTube.
Oh no.
We're going to go down the police quest lane this round. So the question is, if I can find it again here, name the cop that stars in the first 3 police quest games and the cop that designed the games.
Oh, it's a two-parter.
It's a two-parter.
This audience will
This
get
is an incredible gift, so it's got to be a little bit more convoluted.
I've seen the game brought up a few times. Y'all can do it.
So name the cop that stars in the first 3 Police Quest games and the cop that designed the games. And if it takes too long, Daryl Gates. Oh man, so
You're not supposed to be answering.
There's no answers here.
I mean, I've
You
been
just gotta
answering
pull out
all
your
day, and
Facebook.
I've been late and late and
Nice,
late.
Anna.
So
There we go. Dan Helfman.
Oh, Jim
I
Wall's
see
done.
Dan Helfman. Yeah.
Oh, hey,
sorry,
Dan.
brain fart. So I threw everybody off. See, that's what I did.
well, who got it
Curveball.
first?
Dan Helfman, I believe.
Dan
Right?
Helfman. You are the beneficiary of
Dan!
this incredible album.
Dan's one of our classic Gamer Guild people. Hello, Dan.
Yeah.
Hey,
Dan.
Dan. Yeah.
So contact me through Discord, through a private message, and we will make sure that you get a code for this game. Let's talk a little bit more about the album, though. So,
Hey, I wanted to ask, did one of you guys get a question from Helen in London? She said she had sent in a question. She wanted to make sure she got.
I believe I do have a fan question. I'm not sure if it's Helen or not, but someone wanted to know if the video for Back in the Saddle was a deliberate homage to Gabriel Knight 2.
No, it was not.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, George, who did the video, we're great friends. He's also he's a brilliant composer, more in the sound design field. But basically, you know, he took the music and it's his vision, and he basically showed it to me when he was done. So there were parts that he obviously was winking, I think, to GK, but
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
about
it's definitely for those who haven't seen the video, there's a scene where someone's kind of pushing their face and hands against a white sheet, and it looks very similar to the cover for Gabriel Knight 2, which
does.
you can kind of see
It
back
does.
there. It's kind of a cool.
Robert, is it Helen Platt? I don't.
Yes.
Would you know where that would be
yeah,
at?
I can't
A question
find
from
it.
her.
You know, I'm sorry, I don't know where she.
Okay.
I've looked through Discord
I'm-
and I looked through the chat and I didn't see it. But if somebody can find it and throw it at us, we'll throw it at him.
Is
Yeah,
there?
she wasn't sure if she.
Was there a
I looked-
specific question that you had in mind?
She didn't tell me. She just said she had submitted a question.
So let me
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Let me guess what that question is. I'll throw a question in while we're waiting for it. So
Great
let's talk
idea.
a little bit about the possibility of giving us a Gabriel Knight 4. Can that ever happen from your perspective?
Hey, you know, I've said this a couple of times lately, and Jane and I would do one at the drop of a hat. And there have been several times in the past where we have tried to do one, but, you know, Activision was not playing along. We're very hopeful that with Microsoft hopefully closing their deal and getting hold of these licenses, that, and especially since they're spending $68 billion, that they're going to want to leverage the heck out of these, and that they would be willing to let us do something. So again, we're very interested in doing it. Of course, you know, somebody else needs to finance it and give it the kind of production value and capability it deserves. But yeah, we're totally open to that. We're also, as Roberta knows, we're also, you know, open to another gray matter. Jane's also got some great ideas for brand new games. So we're kind of here waiting to see what's going to happen, but we're very hopeful one way or the other that there, you know, will be something in the future.
I think we all are. So
Yeah.
Oh,
And, you
it's
know,
so much
for-
fun seeing how much passion is here, Jeff, with you especially talking with Robert and so much knowledge about the music and the game and the intricacies. There's no surface conversations happening here. Everything is like boom, right in there and right to the point, you guys.
yeah, I know there's so
Such a
much
great
more I wish
game.
we could go over if we
It
had
goes
more
so
time.
fast.
Yeah. It really
Yeah, it
does.
does.
Half an hour is not long.
Yeah.
This is why we have a podcast, guys.
Yeah, but
To have
you.
all you wonderful individuals onto our podcast, the Adventure Game Hotspot podcast. And again, we'll definitely talk after the stream about really breaking some of this stuff down.
Absolutely, that'd be awesome.
It'd be great.
Well, we appreciate you coming on once again. It's nice to see you, Roberta. Nice to see you, Anne, and all of our other wonderful esteemed guests here, Jeff. And can you remind me of your name? Is it Linthal? Or?
Oh yes, Linthal. Yeah, Steve. It's Steve. I'm the graphic designer that's been helping on the CD and vinyl covers for Sequel.
Robert, you're a national treasure, my friend.
Hey, well,
Thank you, Robert.
good luck on the site, man. I think it's great, and we love this community. We love all the people and appreciate all the support and passion that they've given us. And
Roberta asked me if I wanted a key, and I said no. I'm buying a key so that I can support the arts. You know what?
Thanks.
I think everybody else should as well. Not an advertisement.
And then please visit Bandcamp and go Robert Holmes and or go to robertholmes.com and you can
robertholmesmusic.com
music.com and you can find where to purchase and it's on Spotify, it's on Apple.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Did we end up getting the Spotify thing mixed up?
We did. We did, though. I kind of liked his look. I was happy with that,
All right.
Yeah, we got it all straightened out.
There's another Robert Holmes. Oh no.
Yeah.
Another Robert
like
Williams.
we need one more, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag the Robert Holmes. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Thanks.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you.
Bye, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.